Good afternoon, people. My name is Pili Lembanja. I'm 19 years old and come from Edendale, a sprawling township just outside Pietermaritzburg in the Mgungundlovu district, where, according to a 2008 Department of Health Antenatal Survey, 45% of young women between the ages of 15 and 49 are HIV positive. That's the highest of any district in the province. Another study shows that 15.3 people between the ages of 15 and 24 are also HIV positive. That's the highest of any province in South Africa. So we all know that South Africa is facing a massive challenge, that's the AIDS pandemic. But I just have one thing to say. Both my parents died from AIDS, and my sister, who's 38 and the breadwinner within the family, is on ARV drugs. In total, I know about 8 people who have died from AIDS. That's my mom, my dad, my stepmom, my 5 uncles and aunts. There are 14 people in my family right now. That is my 4 sisters, my 8 cousins, my 1 brother, and 2 friends which are considered to be family. I'm recently studying at the Durban University of Technology in Public Relations Management. I'm the first person in my family to go to university, and I'm very proud. At 19, I see myself as a potential breadwinner for my family. I have big dreams that I want to achieve, but my first and foremost dream, the important one of all, is to remain healthy. Well, I'm not going to beat around the bush or brush anything under the rug. I mean remaining HIV-free. I'm not saying if I'm HIV positive or become pregnant at an early age that I won't achieve any of my goals, just that it makes it harder to do so. This is where these guys come in, Paul and Francis. They come from an organization called Africaid. They run a program called Wizkids United. I'll let them talk for a while.
Hi everybody, my name's Paul Kelly and I am the Program Director at Africaid.
Good afternoon, my name is Francis Mapanga. I'm a life skills facilitator with Wizkids United.
Africaid is an HIV children's charity that was formed in 2006 by Marcus McGilvray, who is an HIV nurse specialist trained in the UK. And when he initially came to South Africa, he started working at the Department of Health. And through his work there, he began to see a very real need to provide HIV prevention services, support services and structures, and life skills programs to young people. And the medium with which he chose to do this was football. I'll let Francis talk a little bit more as to why we've chosen football as the medium for our program. The mission of Africaid is to provide effective HIV prevention, care, treatment and support to young people through the medium of football worldwide. And the primary program that we run is called Wizkids United. But this story isn't really about Africaid and WhizzKids, it's about Pilile and the incredible obstacles that she has managed to overcome and the goals that she's succeeded in achieving in her life. And unfortunately, her story isn't that uncommon in South Africa. A 2007 AIDSorphans.net survey estimated that 2.9 million young people in South Africa were orphaned, and of those, 1.4 million were orphaned due to AIDS-related deaths. And so that really puts into perspective the massive challenge that is facing the future of South Africa for our young people. And Wizkids United aims to address this challenge by empowering young people with the skills they need to achieve their goals and also to remain HIV-free.
Thank you very much, Paul. I would like to say that Wizkids United has got 4 components that are displayed over there. 1 is the life skills on the ball. 2, our World Cup style tournaments. 3 would be the peer education. 4, which is the health academy. My job at Wizkids United is to go out to the schools and actually implement this program or the whole program of Wizkids United, and that is where we actually teach kids to using lessons that they learn in the life skills and football, linking them together, helping kids of South Africa to remain HIV-free. As we all know that HIV affects everybody, just like me, the person sitting next to you, the cameraman over there, everybody is affected by HIV/AIDS. But at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is to help young people to remain HIV-free, those who are not yet infected. And we're using football because football is a worldwide thing. It's played all over the world, and everybody likes football. So we're using football because it's sort of a universal language that everybody can relate to. And people who are especially growing up in townships, they play football a lot. So that is why we use football as the medium of, we use football as the way to actually link the studies and football together to actually help kids to remain HIV free.
I guess some of you guys might be wondering, how do they do it? Well, we are quickly going to do a role play. I've already told you guys that I want to be a drama director, and these two guys right here will be the actors for today. Now, let's go back 4 years ago from when I graduated from the Wizkids United program into the day of the finals in the World Cup in Germany. Now, can anyone remember the teams in the finals? People work with me here. Okay, I give up. France versus Italy. But now, who can remember the main talking points of that final game? You're right again. It was an incident involving the French player Zinedine Zidane and the Italian defender Marco Materazzi. Now, I want you all to put on your creative caps on and work with me. Try to visualize this man here as the greatest footballer in this generation, Zinedine Zidane. Yeah, right. And the short, red-headed guy here is the 6', 4" Italian defender, Marco Materazzi. So you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Lights,
yes.
camera, action.
The greatest footballer in the world.
And
Rubbish.
you know I am the greatest footballer in the world.
I think your sister's the greatest footballer in the
My
world.
sister doesn't play
Yeah?
football.
She played football last night, let me tell you.
Come again?
You heard me.
What did you
You
say
heard
about my
me.
sister?
You heard me.
But
Okay, kids. Up you kids, come back here. The outcome of this incident was that Zinedine Zidane was sent off and France lost the World Cup. We tell the story to our students every day as a reminder of why staying in control is the best thing, even in the face of incredible challenges. In Zidane's case, Marco Materazzi said something very insensitive about his sister, and he lost control at a very important moment. Try to apply this to the lives of the young people. If a young girl or boy loses control for just a few minutes and has unprotected sex, we all know if a girl becomes pregnant unexpectedly, she can't support for the baby, she can't support financially for the baby, and won't be able to go to school or university. 3 of my close friends became pregnant unexpectedly. One had an abortion, one had the baby and went to school, but the other one had the baby and doesn't go to school anymore. She was 18 when she gave birth, and when I went to go and see her for the first time with the baby, she actually cried and said, "It's a painful thing to know that I'm giving birth and the father of the baby is not there." Through simple analogies that relate football to life, it is these challenges that the WhizzKids program faces and teaches us how to face up with them as young people.
So that's the life skills program. The second component of our program are the World Cup style football tournaments. And the purpose of these tournaments is simply to reward the children for coming through the life skills program, but also to provide them with further motivation to stay with us on our peer education programs and access long-term support at the health academies. It also promotes gender equality because the teams are mixed gender. So the boys realize that in order for them to win the game, to achieve their goal and progress in the tournament, they actually have to pass the ball to the girls. And the girls realize that in order for them to move forward, they actually have to play as well. So they start challenging the boys. So we talk about gender equality. Last year we ran about 25 tournaments for over 7,000 kids. And at these tournaments, each kid receives a medal for participating, and the best team and the best player each receive a trophy. So we're just going to play you a short clip from one of our tournaments, which took place last year. Took place last year in Le Montville.
technology.
Okay. Oops. Thought we sorted this out. Nope. All right, perhaps what we'll do then is we'll move on with the presentation, and if we manage to sort it out by the end, we'll play it for you as a clip at the end. So very sorry about that. Okay.
Talking about personal experience at the tournament, I remember receiving my first pair of soccer boots, and I was part of the Germany team, which had four girls and 2 boys. And to think we had power over the boys, yeah, that's girl power. So the favorite part of the day was when all the team members gathered together, we were singing and dancing. But the most fun of it all, the one that gave me the push, was when all the team members gathered together, and when we took the final photo, we all raised our hands. It was a sign of saying we were victorious over HIV and AIDS pandemic.
The third component is the peer education. The peer education, that is when we take one girl and one boy from different classes who've done well on the life skills, and we actually give them more information and more training on sexual health and relationships. And those two, they go back to their classes and teach or give this more detailed information to their peers. That is why we call it peer education.
I'm also a peer educator. Given the skills that I've learned in the peer education program, I've been able to interact hand in hand with my peers and also to run a series of programs with them. A lot of what I learned, I've applied it in my work in activism. But being their pillar of strength and being able to interact with them was also challenging because I was still dealing with my own pain. I ran the Silanako Drama Group, which I started in 2006. The name Silanako means fighting it. We've addressed issues like the HIV and AIDS pandemic, sexual abuse, the cycle of poverty, xenophobia, alcoholism, and sugar daddies. Also, growing up in a community that has a high rate of teenage pregnancy made me look for other ways to prevent myself from getting infected. So I also became a member of the Young Maiden Society. It is a group of women which promotes abstinence and advocates against virginity testing within the community. Now, over 500,000 young maidens gather up at the Inyogeni Royal Household in Nkwanongom to celebrate the beauty and serenity of young maidens and also to promote abstinence. So, with a large number of young maidens there, it also becomes chaotic. As an organization and as a society, we have successfully pressured the government to increase the minimum age of a young girl who attends the dance from 10 to 14 years.
The last component, which is which is very important, or that we regard as the most important, is the Health Academy. At the Health Academy, that is where we take all the young people that we find with different psychosocial problems, e.g. abuse. Just like last week, I met 2 young ladies, I think they're doing grade 7 or so. who are being abused at home. Abuse is there, it's happening in our communities where we stay, it's happening maybe at your next door as well, it's just that you don't know about it. But that is where at the Health Academy we treat or we take young people. The Health Academy in Edendale is soon to open on the 1st of June next month. So that is where we take young people who have problems, psychosocial problems. That is where they go and they are treated in a manner that is confidential and that protects them, where they cannot be in fear of that. The auntie stays down the street who works there, so if she can see me at the hospital, she'll go and tell my parents, but everything is confidential, and whatever that happens there is protected and very confidential. That is where kids or young people, they can get every type of support that they need, and we also provide a research area where the computers and kids can access them for free, and there's a soccer pitch outside where they can play soccer, come in just to play soccer, not only to get tested, but they get tested voluntarily if they want to. But the main aim of them coming is to just have fun in a relaxed environment.
Okay. So, having an academy that supports the young people in the community is very helpful. Because I remember one day when I went with my sister to the local clinic so she could receive contraceptive. The people in the waiting room were giving us that look. And to all my Zulu brothers and sisters in the audience, you know what look I am talking about. You're afraid that they might try to judge or expose you or tell your family or just give assumptions or jump to conclusions. So having an academy that is adolescent friendly is the best thing for us as young people. We can address certain issues. Also, we are going to use the academy as our base to run our drama sessions and to perform for the local community. So I think it gives us more time to actually trust the staff before accessing the services. So what does this all come down to? I think Wizkids United program gave me the push in the right direction, because at first I just sat there and waited for the change. But today I'm here with a lot of people who want to make the change, and I want to be the person who makes the change, because I don't want to sit around and wait for the change, but I want to make the change. Thank you.